And so the one thing at Orpen is the pool, reception, shop and little cafe or tea garden, if you want to call that, is right next to units 1, 2, 3 and 4. Units 1, 2, 3 and 4 are closest to the pool and one of the closest to the Ortal. But however, unfortunately, you do get quite a bit of day visitors or traffic through here. Well, they don't seem to hinder. I mean, we sat on the patio yesterday long before closing time until long past closing time. There was a few day visitors came to use the pool, but not serious. I mean, nothing major. You can see through there, that's where the little tea garden coffee shop is. There's another one on the other side. For some reason, this is where the shop is. I'll take a peek past there now.
Yeah, it's a restaurant. It's a very big restaurant. Where?
You must tell them they are lunch. Tell them they get out the car, they lunch.
Yeah.
Ice creams, yes. Ice, yes. This is actually a, relatively new addition to part of the shop. It's a nice little cafe. And for important points, anyone interested in sport or live TV, they do have a TV and you can watch. However, they close at 7, I think, ish. So don't expect late night TV here, unfortunately. Come have a coffee here. It is delicious, worthwhile. Being such a small camp, there really isn't much parking. It's pretty much park where you feel comfortable, where you can find. Really isn't an issue. Well, there's no shortage of parking. There's no real designated parking spot, so find a nice shady spot and jam your car in there. If you come as a day visitor, you'll have to walk up past the coffee shop. There, tiny little sign for the toilets. You go up the road and then it's all the way on the left there. So, a bit confusing. When we were checking in yesterday, we had people walking around by the reception trying to find where the toilets were. It was quite entertaining until I told them, obviously. But there is a toilet in reception as well, which we learnt yesterday. So if you fancy a sneak in there and be nice to the staff, they'll let you use that one. So we stayed in unit number 2, which is basically, surprisingly, the second unit from the shop, between unit 1 and 3. Can you believe that? Anyway, this when we checked in, they did say that they had a serious baboon and monkey problem, so keep everything locked up and safe and closed. Don't leave anything lying around, especially not food. The parking spot is very nice because what they managed to get right is your fly screen and your kitchen area. It's right, as you can see, there's the car. Here, there's our room. So for those people lugging in fridges and heavy things, large bags, the light's really bad there, large bags, it's very easy and convenient. So our kitchen came with a fridge, microwave, kettle, your standard plugs, cups, saucers. There's a hot plate as well, sink, cast iron pots, a few little bowls, a jug. But cutlery there is, knives there is, tongs there is, but if you're picky with that kind of stuff, bring your own. It's a little bit limited, enough but limited. I mean, if you want to have a look at the bright tongs, these are the bad boys that I was using. I've got my own, but I don't mind, so why not? Meshed off the fence area. That is the room. We'll get to that just now. And the outside area, which you can then also do, is your sitting area. There's the braai, standard old Kruger braai, and a very big patio area. So like I said, us being so close to the park shop, I mean, if you're sitting under the cover here, recessed, you're fine. You don't get any interference. There's your neighbors, so if you don't know them, you're gonna have to be friendly, but that's what the Kruger's about. Unless if you're traveling in more than 2 rooms, ideally hopefully you get these 2 units. It makes it very sociable and convenient. Standard braai grid. Now we're standing outside. See, there's the parking and the shop area, and there's the pool area. So quite a bit of foot traffic around here. You have the option, obviously, going for the higher end, not all the higher end of the units, and they're much more out the way, much more private, but then you're not conveniently close to the waterfall or them. But 6.5 it does, really. It's so peaceful, yeah. Can't argue. Okay, and then just a quick little run through of the room. Come from the outside. Very quaint little room. Beds pushed together. I'm not sure on the other units if they're all pushed together or if some are separate possibly. But I suppose what you could do is you could move the side table in the middle, split them, if that's your thing. I don't know. Big windows, lovely view, dark curtains, like I can say. getting changed. Privacy is not a problem. Anyway, lights above the bed, each side. There are hidden plugs there, one behind this side of the bed and one behind that side of the bed. Oh yes, yeah. So my favorite thing about coming to the Kruger is the smell of the soap. Just reminds me of the good old days. A big shout out to the parks, to Sand Parks, for changing the soap covers or the wrappers. These are much easier to get into. Wow, what a win. Thanks guys. Little place for your bag, cupboard, safe, extra blankets, hanging space, packing space if you plan to stay here for a while. I would stay here more than one night. Access around roads to the park would be limited, but hey, that's what you get. Right, let's have a look at the bathroom. A very nice clean bathroom. Basin seems quite low for some reason. One thing we battled with was where to put all of the wives' soaps and body washes and creams and all that. I think that was the point of this guy, but it's not exactly too conducive. Nice shower, good shower pressure, and good hot water. So, all in all, plug availability, sharp. Water pressure, sharp. Room, comfortable, quaint, sharp. So I must admit, I think this is one of the more comfortable, well thought out camps, layouts. Not too many people. The only downside really of this camp, I would say, is probably that it is located on the edge of the Kruger. So your drives into the park seem a bit tedious, one road in. There's a few little roads, loops and all that stuff, which we've seen a lot on. We've seen lots and lots of lines literally just outside camp here. I mean, I'm sure one of my videos you've seen them when we stayed at Tamboti. But all in all, laka. So we're here at Orpen Camp. We spent last night here, and we are the typical kind of guys, crowd, crew, or whatever, that would go for the late afternoon drive or the early morning drive. But as you can see, it's morning here. It's about 6:30 a.m. and we are still in camp. It's that beautiful here. You've got your own watering hole and the swimming pool that just about overlooks the watering hole. But if you're into your birds, you can walk around these gardens and tick off an easy 20, maybe. Yeah, easy 20 birds. It's really, really pleasant. And then while I was walking down to the watering hole, stumbled upon this termite mound, which we were at last night, oblivious to it. But this is actually a little den for some mongoose, some dwarf mongoose. They are very fascinating little creatures. They also live in a little family, very similar to wild dogs. They have the alpha male and female, and they are adorable. If you can sit and watch them for hours, it's very entertaining. Anyway, I'll get back to my birds. The orange-breasted bushshrike, you can hear it calling. It's just up in the tree here. Goes. It's like, coffee, tea or milk? Here he is there. Not this one that you see fluttering here. There she is there. Almost on 100 birds. Hoorah.